Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Rama Krishna,
Jadavaya Namaha.
Rama,
Sri Madhusudanam Gangayate Girim
Yati Sadhu
Sri Gurum Thilatarinam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hari Om Tat.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Today we will continue with the Chaitanya Leela. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled Falashruti. Whether or not one understands it, promotion to the platform of ecstatic love for the Lord and removal of all danger is certain. Under the section, the deliverance of Gopinatha Pattanayaka. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 9.116.
প্রভু ও কাশী মিশ্রের গোপীনাথ প্রতি রাজ ব্যবহার এই বিষয়ে কথোপকথন। यथा काशी मिश्र আসি প্রভুর চরণে রাজার চরিত্র সব কইলা নিবেদনে।
Kashi Mishra went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and informed him in detail of all the king's intentions.
Because Kashi Mishra had a very intimate relationship with the king.
Kashi Mishra had a very intimate relationship with the king.
And he was also providing all facility for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And he was also providing all facilities to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So he could reveal what the king's intentions were for Lord Chaitanya.
So he could reveal what the king's intentions were to Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.117.
প্রভু কহে কাশী মিশ্র কি তুমি করিলা রাজ প্রতিগ্রহ তুমি আমা করাইলা।
Upon hearing Kashi Mishra's tactics with the king, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Kashi Mishra, what have you done? You have made me indirectly to take help from the king. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When the king heard the details of Gopinath Pattanayak's unfortunate condemnation, he was induced to excuse his step, in particular because he felt that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very sorry about this incident. The Lord did not like the idea that the money forfeited for Gopinath Pattanayak was indirectly a contribution to him. Therefore, he immediately protested.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
has been very specific to avoid taking a side
had been very specific to avoid taking sides
in the issue of Gopinath Patanayak.
in the issue of Gopinath Pattanayak.
Somehow, Kashi Mishra had acted in such a way
Somehow Kashi Mishra had acted in such a way
that the king now was absolving Gopinath Patanayak to please Lord Chaitanya.
the king wants to absolve Gopinath Pattanayak to please Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela 9.118.
মিশ্র কহে শোনো প্রভু রাজার বচনে অকপটে রাজা এই কইলা নিবেদনে।
Kashi Mishra said, "My dear Lord, the king has done this without reservations. Kindly hear his statement." Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ante Leela, 9.119.
প্রভু যেন নাহি জানেন রাজা আমার লাগিয়া 2 লক্ষ কাহন কৌড়ি দিলে কছাড়িয়া।
The king said, "Speak to the Lord in such a way that he will not think, for my sake the king has forfeited 200,000 kahanas or cowries." Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The cowdy is like an American cent or Japanese yen. In the old medium of exchange, the first unit of currency was a small conch shell called a cowdy. 4 cowdies made 1 ganda, 20 gandas made 1 pana, and 16 panas made 1 kahana. Gopinath Pattanayak owed the government 200,000 kahanas. The king absolved him of this debt, reappointed him to his post, and doubled his salary.
Although the king said that nothing should be told to the king, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
So, although the king said nothing should be told to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
but I think Kashi Mishra heard everything to the king.
actually, actually Kashi Mishra informed everything to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.120.
ভবানন্দের পুত্র সব মোর প্রিয়তম, ইহা সবাকারে আমি দেখি আত্মসম।
Inform Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that all the sons of Bhavananda Rai are especially dear to me. I consider them like members of my family.
The king did want to convey,
So the king didn't want to
did
complain,
want to convey,
did want,
did want to convey
did want to convey
to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
that all these sons on the rise
of all the sons of Bhavananda Rai
right dear to him.
were very dear to him.
Since all the sons on the rise are very devoted to Lord Chaitanya.
Since all the sons of Bhavananda Rai were very devoted to Lord Chaitanya.
This is also a very important fact.
This is also a very important fact. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 9.121.
অতএব যাহা যাহা দেই অধিকার, খায় পিয়ে লুটে বিলায় না করো বিচার।
Therefore, I have appointed them collectors in various places, and although they spend the government's money, eat, drink, and plunder and distribute it as they like, I do not take them very seriously. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 9.122.
পূর্বে প্রতাপরুদ্রের অনুগ্রহে রাজমহিন্দ্রির ভূমি অধিকারী রূপে রাম রায়ের নিয়োগ। রাজমহিন্দ্রে রাজা কই যে খাইল যে দিল নাহি লেখা দায়।
I made Ramananda Rai the governor of Rajmundri. There is practically no account of whatever money he took and distributed in that position. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Near Rajmundri is the famous railway station. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati notes that the present Rajmundri city is located on the northern bank of the Godavari. At the time when Ramananda Rai was governor, however, the state capital, which was known as Vidyanagara or Vidyapura, was located on the southern side of the Godavari at the confluence of the Godavari and the sea. That was the part of the country which at that time was known as Rajamundri. North of Kalinga Desha is Utkalinga or the state of Orissa. The capital of southern Orissa was known as Rajamundri, but now the location of Rajamundri has changed.
In the modern India, Rajahmundry is a major city in the state of Andhra Pradesh.
In the modern India, Rajamundri is a major city in the state of Andhra Pradesh.
And we have a very opulent temple there
And we have a very opulent temple there.
with Nitai Gaur, Radha Gopinath, Jagannath, and Balaji.
With Nitai Gaur, Radha Gopinath, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, and Balaji. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.123.
গোপীনাথ এই মত বিষয় করিয়া 2-4 লক্ষ কাহন রহে তো খাইয়া।
Been appointed collector, Gopinath in the same way also generally spends 200,000 to 400,000 kahanas as he likes. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.124.
কিছু দেয় কিছু না দেয় না করি বিচার, জানা সহিত অপৃত্যে দুঃখ পাইল এইবার।
Gopinath Pattanayak would collect some and pay some, spending it at will, but I would not consider this very seriously. This time, however, he was put into trouble because of a misunderstanding with the prince.
The king was forgiving Gopinath Patanayak,
So the king was forgiving Gopinath Pattanayak,
although he was acting irresponsibly.
although he was acting irresponsibly.
But this time, he made fun of the prince.
But this time he made fun of the prince.
Therefore, he put to suffer.
So therefore he was put to suffer. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.125.
জানা এত কইলা ইহা মুই নাহি জানো, ভবা পুত্র সবে আত্মসম মানো।
The prince created the situation without my knowledge, but actually I consider all the sons of Bhavananda Rai to be like my relatives.
Although Bhavananda Rai and his sons are technically in a Sudra category,
Although Bhavananda Rai and his sons are technically in the Shudra category,
but because of their intimate relationship with the king,
because of their intimate relationship with the king,
they get high responsibilities.
they were given high responsibilities. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.126.
তাহা লাগি দ্রব্য ছাড়ি ইহা মাত মানে, সহজেই মোর প্রীতি হয় তাহা শনে।
Because of my intimate relationship with them, I have absorbed Gopinath Pattanayak of all his debts. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not know this fact. Whatever I have done is because of my intimate relationship with the family of Bhavananda Rai.
So, King Rudra is stating that
So King Prataprudra is stating that
because of the intimate relationship with the family of Bhavananda Rai,
Because of the intimate relationship with the family of Babananda Rai,
he forgave Holiness Satanai.
he forgave Gopinath Pattanayaka.
Lord Chaitanya shouldn't feel bad.
So Lord Chaitanya shouldn't feel bad. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.127.
রাজার দৈন্য শ্রবণে প্রভুর হর্ষ, সপুত্র রায় ভবানন্দের আগমন, সদৈন্যে প্রভু কৃপা মাহাত্ম জ্ঞাপন। শুনিয়া রাজার বিনয় প্রভুর আনন্দ, হেন কালে আইলা তথা রায় ভবানন্দ।
Having heard from Kashi Mishra all the statements concerning the king's mentality, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy. At that time, Bhavananda Rai arrived there. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.128.
পঞ্চপুত্র সহিতে আসি পরিলা চরণে, উঠাইয়া প্রভু তারে কইলা আলিঙ্গনে।
Bhavananda Rai, along with his 5 sons, fell at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who lifted him up and embraced him.
So Bhavananda and his sons were so dear to Lord Chaitanya
So Bhavananda Rai and his sons were so dear to Lord Chaitanya
that when he bowed down, I lifted him up and embraced him.
when they bowed down, the Lord lifted them up and embraced them.
I thought the special mercy by Lord Chaitanya is most valuable.
So this special mercy of Lord Chaitanya is most valuable. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.129.
রামানন্দ রায় আদি সবাই মিলিয়া বাবা তবে বলিতে লাগিলা।
Thus Ramananda Rai, all his brothers, and his father met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Bhavananda Rai began speaking. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.130.
সব অংশে ভবানন্দের প্রভু পদে আত্মবিক্রয় উক্তি। তোমার কিঙ্করে সব মোর কুল, এ বিপদে রাখি প্রভু পুনঃ নিলাম।
All these members of my family, he said, are your eternal servants. You have saved us from this great danger. Therefore, you have purchased us for a proper price.
In this material world,
So even in this material world,
everyone has a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
everyone has a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
But in most cases,
But in most cases,
that's dormant.
that's dormant.
But in the case of Bhavananda Rai and his family,
But in the case of Bhavananda Rai and his family,
it's very active,
that it is very active.
very awakened.
It was awakened. It was very awakened. Sri Chaitanya
And they're expressing their complete dependence and on the Lord.
So they are expressing their complete dependence on the Lord,
And appreciation that the saving was due to his mercy.
and they are appreciating that their saving was due to His mercy.
So they are purchased.
So they had been purchased. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.131.
পঞ্চ পাণ্ডবের বিপদ উদ্ধারণের উপমা দিয়া প্রভুর ভক্ত বাৎসল্য বর্ণন। ভক্ত বাৎসল্য এবে প্রকট করিলা পূর্বে যেন পঞ্চ পাণ্ডবে বিপদে তারিলা
You have now demonstrated your love for your devotees, just as when you previously saved the 5 Pandavas from great danger.
Lord Krishna had promised Queen Kunti
So Lord Krishna had promised Queen Kunti
that her 5 sons would survive the Kurukshetra war.
that her 5 sons would survive the Kurukshetra war.
I think almost everyone was killed in that war,
Actually, almost everyone was killed in that war.
but somehow Krishna saved 5 sons of Pandava.
Somehow Krishna saved the 5 sons of Pandu.
Maharaja is feeling the same way.
So Bhavananda Rai is feeling the same way.
We should be so grateful regarding the Lord saving us from so many dangers.
So we should be grateful to the Lord for saving us from so many dangers.
This material world is full of dangers.
Material world is full of dangers.
By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one can be and survive all these dangers.
By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one can survive all these dangers. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.132.
গোপীনাথের উদ্ধার হেতু কৃতজ্ঞতা জ্ঞাপন প্রভুর মহিমা গান নেত দটি মাথে গোপীনাথ চরণে পড়িয়া রাজার কৃপা বৃত্তান্ত সকল কহিলা
Gopinath Patanayak, his head covered with the silken wrapper, fell at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and described in detail the king's mercy toward him. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.133.
বাকি কৌরি বাদা দ্বিগুণ বর্তন কইলা ছয় দিয়া নেত ধটি পরাইলা
Me for the balance due, he said. He has reappointed me to my post by honoring me with the silken cloth and has doubled my salary.
Gopinath Patanayak had received so much mercy from the king.
So Gopinath Patanaik has received so much mercy from the king.
He appreciates this is all possible by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
And he appreciates that this is all possible by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.134.
মহাচাঙ্গের উপর সেই মরণ প্রমাণ কাহান তদটি পুনঃ এসব প্রমাণ
I was lifted upon the Changa to be killed, but instead I was honored with the silken cloth. This is all your mercy. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.135.
চাঙ্গের পরে তোমার চরণ ধ্যান কইলে চরণ স্মরণ প্রভাবে এই ফল পাইলে
On the Changa, I began meditating upon your lotus feet, and the power of that remembrance has yielded all these results.
These results all material.
These results are all material.
What to think of the real result of meditating on Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet.
What to speak of the real results of meditating on Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet?
to get pure, spontaneous, ecstatic love for Krishna.
One would get pure, spontaneous, ecstatic love for Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.135.
36. লোকে চমৎকার মোর এসব দেখিয়া প্রশংসে তোমার কৃপা মহিমা গাইয়া।
Struck with wonder by my affairs, the populace is glorifying the greatness of your mercy.
So, general populace could understand and this is all by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
So the general populace could understand this is all by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.137.
গৌর স্মরণের মুখ্য ফল গৌর প্রীতি, গৌণ ফল বিষয় সুখ। কিন্তু তোমার স্মরণ ফল এই যাতে বিষয় চঞ্চল।
However, my Lord, these are not the principal results of meditating upon your lotus feet. Material opulence is very flickering. Therefore, it is simply a glimpse of the results of your mercy. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One can achieve the highest perfection of life simply by meditating upon the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Generally, people are concerned with the four religious principles, namely religion, material opulence, sense gratification, and liberation. However, as indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma Prochita Kaitavotra, success in these four kinds of material and spiritual gain are not the true results of devotional service. The true result of devotional service is actual development of one's dormant love for Krishna in every circumstance. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gopinath Pattanai could understand that the material benefits he had achieved were not the ultimate result of meditating upon his lotus feet. The true result comes when one is detached from material opulences. Therefore, Gopinath Patanayak prayed to the lotus feet pray to the Lord for such detachment.
In the fourth verse of Lord Chaitanya's Shikshashtaka,
In the fourth verse of Lord Chaitanya's Sikshashtakam,
he prays that he can just serve the Lord even life after life.
he prays that he can just serve the Lord even life after life. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.138.
গৌর কৃপা ফলে রামানন্দ ও বাণীনাথের নিষ্কিঞ্চনতা। রাম রায়ে বাণীনাথে কইলা নির্বিষয় সেই কৃপা মতে নাহি যাতে হইছে হয়।
The real mercy has been granted to Ramananda Rai and Vaninath Rai, for you have detached them from material opulence. I think that I have not been favored by such mercy.
Holiness was the night and praying to the Lord.
So Gopinath Pattanayak is praying to the Lord
How he has not got the real mercy of the Lord.
how he has not gotten the real mercy of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 9.139.
বিষয় বৃদ্ধি দর্শনে প্রভু সেবা সৌভাগ্য অভাব আশঙ্কায় প্রভু চরণে গোপীনাথের অমায়া কৃপা ও বিষয় ভোগ বুদ্ধি মুক্তি প্রার্থনা। শুদ্ধ কৃপা কংসা গোচাও বিষয় বিষয়
Bestow upon me your pure mercy so that I may also become renounced. I am no longer interested in material enjoyment.
So from very great material arguments to near death experience,
From very great material opulence to near death experience,
and to material arguments.
and then to material opulence.
Goldilocks and I to realize these material affairs are very flickering
So,
in nature.
so Gopinath Pattanai could realize that these material affairs are very flickering in nature,
He wanted the mercy of pure bhakti,
and he wanted the mercy of pure bhakti
detachment from all material things.
and detachment for all material things. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.140.
ভাজ্য সন্ন্যাস বেশের প্রতি প্রভুর অনাদর। গোপীনাথকে তদ অধিকারী জ্ঞানে গৃহস্থ আশ্রমে থাকিয়াই হরিভজনে আদেশ। প্রভু কহে সন্ন্যাসী যবে পঞ্চ কুটুম্ব তোমাকে করে ভর।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you all adopt the renounced order and lose interest in dealing with pounds, shillings, and pence, who will take charge of maintaining your large family?
So Prabhupada in a letter
Srila Prabhupada in a letter
1972
in 1972
said that there are so many women are becoming devotees.
said that there are many women who are becoming devotees,
And we also had to give them shelter.
and we also have to give them shelter.
And that they need, for most women, they need husbands.
So most women, they need husbands,
And that giving us shelter has to be done.
and that giving of shelter has to be done. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 9.141.
সিদ্ধ গৌরদাসগণের গৃহস্থ ও সন্ন্যাস বেশে নিরপেক্ষ হইয়া সর্ব অবস্থায় কৃষ্ণ ভজন শিক্ষাদান। মহাবিষয় কর কিবা বিরক্ত উদাস, জন্মে জন্মে তুমি পঞ্চ মোর নিদাস।
Whatever you are, whether you are involved in material activities or completely renounced, become completely renounced, sorry. You, five brothers, are all my eternal servants, birth after birth. Hari Bol. Pavananda Rai and family ki jai. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that one should always remember that he is eternally a servant of Krishna. Whether one is engaged in material activity involving pounds, shillings, and pence, or is in the renounced order, he should always think that he is an eternal servant of God, for that is the real position of the living being. Both taking sannyasa and dealing in pounds, shillings, and pence are external affairs. In any condition, one should always consider how to please and satisfy Krishna. Thus, even if one is involved in great material affairs, he will not become attached. As soon as one forgets that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, he becomes involved in material attachments. However, if one is always conscious that Krishna is the supreme master and that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, He is a liberated person in any condition. Entangling material activities will not affect him.
So the importance for everyone to consider themselves always in any situation eternal servant of Krishna.
So we want everyone to consider themselves always at any situation as an eternal servant of Krishna.
This way, they'll be transcendently situated.
In this way, they will be transcendently situated. Maro Bira Kobi. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 9.142.
গোপীনাথকে রাস প্রতি কর্তব্যতা ও শুক্ল অর্থ অর্জন পূর্বক বেয়াদির জন্য নৈতিক ধর্ম উপদেশ। কিন্তু মোর করিহ এক আজ্ঞা পালন, ব্যয় না করিহ কিছু রাজার অমূল ধন।
However, just obey one order from me. Do not spend any of the king's revenue, purport by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When a person forgets his position as an eternal servant of Krishna, he commits many sinful activities. But one who maintains his position as an eternal servant of Krishna cannot deviate from the path of morality, religion, and ethics. At the present, people all over the world, especially in India, have forgotten their relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his eternal servants. Therefore, the principles of morality, religion, and ethics have almost disappeared. This situation is most unprofitable for human society. Therefore, everyone should try to accept Krishna consciousness and follow the principles of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
All one can always maintain the platform of spirituality, morality, and ethics.
So, how can one always maintain the platform of spirituality, morality, and ethics?
That Prabhupada has mentioned by always thinking of oneself as eternal servant of Krishna.
That Srila Prabhupada has mentioned by always thinking ourselves as eternal servants of Krishna.
That knowledge is needed to be spread throughout society.
That knowledge needed to be spread throughout the society.
That will create ethics, morality, and spirituality.
And that would create ethic, morality, and spirituality. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 9.143.
রাজার মূলধন দিয়া যে কিছু লভ্য হয়, সেই ধন করিহ নানা ধর্মে কর্মে ব্যয়।
First, you should pay the revenue due the king, and then you may spend the balance for religious and fruitive activities. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 9.144.
অসৎ ব্যয় না করিও যাতে দুই লোক যায়, এত বলি সবাকারে দিলেন অবিদায়।
Don't spend a farthing for sinful activities, for which you will be the loser both in this life and the next. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade them farewell.
Although this, we can understand
So from this we can understand
how Lord Chaitanya didn't want his followers
how Lord Chaitanya didn't want his followers
to commit any sinful acts.
to commit any sinful acts.
He was condoning spending on religious activities,
So he was condoning on spending on religious activities,
spending on maintenance of family and for those activities,
and spending on family and fruitive activities,
but not to do anything
not to do anything
sinful.
sinful. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antyalila, 9.145.
বিষয় বর্ধনের সহিত প্রভুর অমন্দ উদয় দয়াই কৃপা বৃহত্ত তাহাতে প্রভুর ভক্ত বৎসতা জ্ঞাপন রায়ের ঘরে প্রভুর কৃপা বিবর্ত কহিল ভক্ত বাৎসল্য গুণ যাতে ব্যক্ত হইল
Thus, the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was spoken in the family of Madhav Bhavananda Rai. That mercy was clearly demonstrated, although it appeared to be something different. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The result of advancement in spiritual knowledge is not material improvement, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised Gopinath Pattanayak how to use material opulence without incurring reaction to sinful life. From this advice, it appeared that the Lord encouraged Gopinath Pattanayak to enhance his material condition. Actually, however, he did not. In fact, this was but a manifestation of his great affection for his devotee.
Here we see that Lord Chaitanya,
So here we see that Lord Chaitanya,
he advised that for those who always consider themselves as a servant of Krishna,
he advised us for those who always consider themselves as the servants of Krishna,
that very dear to him,
that they are very dear to him,
whether they are renounced or whether they're in the maintaining the family.
whether they are renounced, whether they are maintaining their families.
What do you want to know? Maintaining a family was all right,
So if you want to maintain the family, it's all right,
but one should not extend on sinful activities.
but one should not spend on sinful activities. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 9.147.
9.146 সবাই আলিঙ্গিয়া দিল হরিধ্বনি করি সব ভক্ত উঠি গেলা
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them all and bade them farewell. Then all the devotees got up and left, loudly chanting the holy name of Hari. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila.
We can see in these practical dealings
So we can see in the practical dealings
how Lord Chaitanya, he was encouraging everyone to always be Krishna conscious.
how he was encouraging everyone always to be in Krishna consciousness,
Whether they were in the renounced order
whether they were in the renounced order
or whether they were grihasthas.
or whether they were grihasthas. 9.147.
প্রভুর ব্যবহার না বুঝিয়া সকলের বিস্ময় ভক্তগণকে প্রভুর বিদায় দান প্রভু কৃপা দেখি সবার হইল চমৎকার তাহা বুঝিতে না রে প্রভুর ব্যবহার
See the extraordinary mercy of the Lord granted to the family of Bhavananda Rai. Everyone was struck with wonder. They could not understand the behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Anyhow, Lord Chaitanya is so affectionate
Seeing how Lord Chaitanya is so affectionate
to the family of Bhavananda Rai,
to the family of Bhavananda Rai,
the devotees would become enthused
the devotees would become enthused
to take the full shelter of Lord Chaitanya
to take the full shelter of Lord Chaitanya
and receive his full mercy.
and receive his causeless mercy. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 9.148.
গোপীনাথ উদ্ধার লীলায় প্রভুর গূঢ় আচরণ রহস্য ও তাৎপর্য বর্ণন। এক, আদৌ গোপীনাথ উদ্ধারে অসম্মতি। দুই, গোপীনাথ উদ্ধারান্তে তাহাকে অশুল্ক বিত্ত অর্জন জন্য তিরস্কার। তিন, বিরক্ত সন্ন্যাসী বৈষ্ণবের আদর্শরূপে বিষয় কথারূপ নির্জনতা বা দুঃসঙ্গ ত্যাগ ইচ্ছা। চার, গোপীনাথের বিষয় বর্ধন। পাঁচ, বিষয় ভোগ ভীত গোপীনাথকে গৃহ অবস্থান বা গৃহত্যাগ এবং সর্ব অবস্থাতেই কৃষ্ণ ভজন যোগ্যতা শিক্ষাদান। সবে যদি কৃপা করিতে সাধিল আমার হইতে কিছু নহে প্রভু তবে কহিল।
Indeed, when all the devotees had requested the Lord to bestow his mercy upon Gopinath Pattanayak, the Lord had replied that he could do nothing. Purport by his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, when a person is sinful, he loses both the chance for spiritual advancement and the chance for material opulence. If one enjoys the material world for sense gratification, he is certainly doomed. Advancement in material opulence is not the direct mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nevertheless, it indicates the indirect mercy of the Lord, for even a person too attached to material prosperity can gradually be detached and raised to the spiritual platform. Then he can offer causeless mercy, purified service to the Lord. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ama hoiti kichu nohe, okay, it is not my business to do anything. He set the ideal example for a person in the renounced order. If a sannyasi takes the side of a Vishayi, a person engaged in material activities, his character will be criticized. A person in the renounced order should not take interest in material activities, but if he does so out of affection for a particular person, that should be considered his special mercy.
So, in the prologue to this verse,
So, in the prologue to this verse,
some examples of the behavior of Lord Chaitanya are given.
certain example of the behavior of Lord Chaitanya is in the right one.
These are, some of these were explained in the purport.
Some of these were explained in the purport.
Showing a perfect example of a Vaishnava sannyasi.
Showing a perfect example of a Vaishnava sannyasi,
He said he was not be involved,
he said that he would not be involved,
but
but
at the end it said if he shows mercy,
in the end it says, if he shows mercy,
that's his special mercy.
that is his special mercy. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 9.149.
গোপীনাথের নিন্দা আপন এই মাত্র কহিল না।
I've simply described the chastisement of Gopinath Pattanayak and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's indifference. But the deep meaning of this behavior is very difficult to understand.
Because Chaldean, he explained the eternal external happenings.
So Krishnadas Kaviraj, she explained the external happenings.
But actually, to understand really what Lord Chaitanya was thinking,
But actually, to understand really what Lord Chaitanya was thinking
not so easy.
is not so easy.
And many things were happening.
So many things was happening.
I just expressing how the Lord mercy is very difficult to understand.
How just expressing how the Lord's mercy is very difficult to be understood. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 9.150.
কাশী মিশ্রে নাশা দিল রাজারে নাশা দিল ও যোগে বিনা মহাপ্রভু এত ফল দিল
Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives so much to Gopinath Patanaik without directly making requests or either Kashi Mishra or the king.
Lord Chaitanya, he didn't do anything directly.
Lord Chaitanya, he didn't do anything directly,
Either to the king or to Cosmos,
either to the king or Kashi Mishra.
but somehow Gopinath Patanayak,
Mhm.
he had so much mercy.
But somehow Gopinath Patanaik, he had so much mercy. He got so much mercy.
How the Lord, he does things
How the Lord, he does things
in one way, but he expects in the opposite way.
in one, how he does things in one way, but it is expressed in another way. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 9.151.
কাম ভোগে অচঞ্চল চৈতন্য খ্রিস্টেরই চৈতন্য চরিত মর্মার্থ অনুভবে যোগ্যতা চৈতন্য চরিত্র সেই বোঝে তার পদে যার মন ধীর
The intentions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are so deep that one can understand them only if he has complete faith in service to the lotus feet of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 9.152.
Say this part slow. Here, say these right fast. Hard to hear. Like this. Right.
Okay. Okay.
ভগবানের ভক্ত বাৎসল্য বৃত্তান্ত শ্রবণে অনর্থ নিবৃত্তি ও ভগবানে প্রেমোদয় যে ইহা শোনে প্রভুর বাৎসল্য প্রকাশ প্রেম পায় তার বিপদ যায় না হরিব
Haribo, Uludwani. Whether or not one understands it, if one hears of this incident concerning the activities of Gopinath Patanaik and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's causeless mercy upon him, certainly he will be promoted to the platform of ecstatic love for the Lord, and for him all dangers will be nullified. Whether or not one understands it, promotion to the platform of ecstatic love for the Lord and removal of all dangers.
The materialists will definitely like this history.
So the materialists, whether they like this history, oh, they will
Will not
sorry,
tonight receive so many benefits.
Gopinath Patanaik received so many benefits. The materialists definitely they like this history.
But Gopinath Patanayak, he realized that the real blessing of the Lord is to have spontaneous love for Krishna.
But Gopinath Patanaik, he realized that the real blessing of the Lord is to have spontaneous loving devotion.
And when just hears about these activities,
If he just hears about these activities,
they can achieve this prema bhakti.
they can achieve this prema bhakti.
Hariva.
Hariva. Thus ends the chapter entitled Falashruti. Whether or not one understands it, promotion to the platform of ecstatic love for the Lord and removal of all dangers is certain. Under the section, the deliverance of Gopinath Pattanayak. So we ended the section.
For always think of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya.
So therefore, who's ready to always think of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya?
Thank you.
Forgot. Thank you. Okay, blessings to all the devotees who have joined today. And
Hariva.
Taruni Radha Mataji is her birthday today, Guru Maharaj.
Happy birthday. Krishna birthday.
Happy birthday, Krishna Matirastu. Blessings to all of you. Hare Krishna.
So Guru Maharaj is blessing also those who are present physically and in Zoom.
Krishna Matirastu.
Krishna Matir. So please don't forget the physical book table, which is waiting for your visit. Welcome to Guru Maharaj's virtual book table from Sridham, Mayapur. Let's see the devotees who are fortunate enough to have participated in the book distribution pastime of Guru Maharaj today. Vrishni Palak from Gurugram, one small book, Delhi Daughters Group. 21 Bhagavad Gita.
I'll come at 6.
I'll come at 6 tomorrow. Tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class will be at 6 o'clock evening. Harival, please don't miss it. 6 p.m. tomorrow. Then we have Shom Prabhu Mataji from Mathura Desh 2 Bhagavad Gita. Pushpa, Hasha, Yashoda, Devidasi and team. We have Anita Rani Das, Shiromani Gaur Chandra Das, Shamali Nath. Shiromani Gaur Chandra Das, Shamali Nath, Chandra Mataji, Ashim Saha, Gautam Kumar Sikdar, Debabrata Kundu, Rana Ghosh, Nepal Devnath from Bangladesh, total 55 Bhagavad Gita. Then we have Mahendra Begal, Nitika and Ritika, son and daughter, 4 small books. And we have Prahlad Krishnadas, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Tharani Devidasi and her daughter, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Ru Gauranga's family, 1 Bhagavad Gita, Balachandra Channa, Vinita Gandharvika, Devidasi, Balavrinda, 4 small book, Gopi Kanta Krishnadas from USA, 2 small book. So Guru Maharaj is distributing 81 Mahabig books and 11 small books and a total of 92 Srila Prabhupada Transcendental book. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental book distribution ki jai. These jewels get a special Narasimha Puja in a few hours from now in Sridham, Mayapur. And those who are sponsoring for the books, both virtually as well as on the physical book table. You can sponsor and then you can collect the book. And then you can distribute freely to anybody on behalf of Guru Maharaj. And if you want the books to be distributed somewhere in India outside Mayapur, we will courier it to them. All of you devotees also bless them by calling out Nitai Gauranga with me. Nitai. And please pause on this wonderful opportunity of participating in the pastime of Guru Maharaj in distributing Srila Prabhupada books, even if it's a single Bhagavad Gita or a single small book, anytime, 24 hours per day and night at Guru Maharaj's virtual table, +91 94 34 76 04 02. Stay tuned for tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class at 6 p.m. And we have a request for prayer. Annapurna Devidasi's mother, Mexico. She is about to leave her body. Her name is Norma Guzman Tandiago. She was undergoing chemotherapy treatment and she had surgery to treat her cancer and she had a stroke. She has distributed Srila Prabhupada's books and has also supported Food for Life program several times. So let's all pray to Lord Krishna if he is pleased to protect this devotee and also for blessings for all those who are celebrating their anniversaries today. So please chant along with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And please, online devotees, bring more devotees. You see, even if you don't understand, just by hearing Lord Chaitanya's pastime, they get the ultimate benefit. So please distribute this. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patithanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much. Jai Guru Maharaj.